Some experiences etch themselves so deeply into our memories that they shape who we become. For some, darkness holds nothing but sleep, dreams, and peace. For others, the dark conceals fears and mysteries best left unexplored. Sometimes the boundary between imagination and reality blurs, and we're left wondering, can the mind alone conjure something this terrifying?
Have you ever felt unseen eyes watching you in the dark? Welcome to Nightfall Crypt, where shadows whisper, the unknown lingers, and every story is waiting for you to listen, if you dare.
I've always struggled with darkness. Even now, years later, I can't sleep without someone next to me. A habit grown out of necessity rather than choice. My unease with the dark started early, amplified by a single, unforgettable event that still makes my skin crawl. I was 8 years old, and nighttime was always a challenge. That evening began just like any other. The room was quiet, bathed in darkness, except for the subtle glow of streetlights seeping through my bedroom curtains. My mother lay beside me, softly breathing, comforting me with her mere presence. I tried to sleep, repeating to myself that there was nothing to fear. But just as my mind began to drift into dreams, a faint thumping started at the foot of my bed. My heart instantly quickened. "Coco, is that you?" I whispered, hoping to hear my cat's reassuring purr. Silence. My mother stirred, sensing my restlessness. With a sigh, she turned and flicked on the bedside lamp. The room was flooded with light, chasing away shadows. My eyes scanned the room frantically, yet there was no sign of my beloved cat. "I don't think Coco is in here," my mother said, gently brushing hair from my face. She smiled reassuringly, though it didn't calm my nerves. Reluctantly, she turned the light off again, plunging us back into darkness. Minutes crawled by. My eyes adjusted to the darkness, scanning every inch of the room, especially at the foot of the bed. Everything seemed normal, quiet again, but an uneasy feeling lingered, filling the room like thick, suffocating smoke. And then it began again. Soft at first, then more distinct. Thump, thump, thump. A rhythmic tapping that seemed to match my increasingly frantic heartbeat. "Mom?" I whispered urgently. No reply. She was asleep again, breathing rhythmically, oblivious to my mounting panic. I summoned every ounce of courage I had and moved my foot slightly, hoping the sound would stop. Instead, it seemed to become stronger, as if responding to my acknowledgement. Terror gripped me tightly. Sweat began trickling down my forehead as the sound persisted, rhythmic, steady, haunting. Finally, after what felt like eternity, I forced myself upright, quickly reaching down and throwing back the blankets. I hesitated, terrified to look beneath the bed, but knowing I must. Taking a deep breath, I leaned over and peered beneath. Nothing, just emptiness. A cold shiver ran down my spine. I scrambled back into bed, pulling the covers tight around me, praying the sound wouldn't return. Mercifully, it didn't. Morning arrived, bright and safe. Daylight chased away the sinister shadows, and made the fears of the night seem silly. I told my mother what happened, but she shrugged it off as a nightmare. A child's imagination playing cruel games. Coco returned, purring softly, oblivious to the night's events. Yet, something deep within told me that what I'd experienced wasn't a dream. It was real. Too real. Years passed, but the memory never faded. Each night, I still feel uneasy, wondering if that faint thumping would ever return. I often question whether it was truly just imagination or something darker, something unexplained. But even now, as I lie awake in the dark, I can't help but ask myself, was it really just imagination, or did something truly sinister lurk beneath my bed? And deep inside, I fear I might already know the answer.
And so, the shadows stretch further, and the mystery only deepens. But this is far from the end. It's merely the beginning. What lingers beyond the door? Who is whispering your name? And what is that shifting in the corner of your eye? The answers await in the next chapter of these chilling tales. Subscribe to Nightfall Crypt and hit the notification bell, because the crypt's secrets are endless and the darkness never sleeps. Until next time, stay in the light if you can.